Sincerely, Owen.
Experience the true joy of saving a life at nmdp.org.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
The Yankees would love Nestor to be nasty. The Southpaw gets the start in Chicago tonight against the team with the worst record in all of baseball. And a quality outing could go a long way. Let's set the stage as the New York Yankees take on the Chicago White Sox on a Tuesday night at Guaranteed Rate Field in the Windy City. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Batting Practice Today, presented by Audi. I'm Nancy Newman. No doubt about it, the Yankees are hoping to turn the page after last night's loss to the White Sox. While August set up well for them on paper, the Bombers are 5-5 so far this month, though there is still plenty of time to take advantage of this part of the schedule. But they might be missing a key piece. Last night, Jazz Chisholm Jr. showed off his electrifying speed when he scored from second base on an infield single. However, after the way he slid into the plate, the Yankees soon removed him from the game with an injury. In our Toyota quote of the day, Aaron Boone gave an update on the Yankees' third baseman.
Jazz is likely an IL, a UCL injury. To what extent, we're still kind of working through. So we'll kind of probably have a better idea after all the doctors weigh in over the next 24 hours.
Is this something that could require surgery and would cost him the rest of the season?
I hope not. We'll see. We'll see what the extent of it and you know what the next several days are like. But I don't know that yet.
How much of a loss is it to not have him out there with the third base he has played since coming over?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's been really impactful for us, and hopefully this is something that's, you know, a shorter period and we get him back and rolling. But you know, certainly, you know, tough to not have him in there and what he's meant to our team already. So we'll just do our best, support him and get him right, and hopefully get him back out there.
Is he traveling to see another doctor, or are you sending the MRIs to other doctors?
Yeah, no, he's with us. He's staying with us, and the other doctors will weigh in.
How do you view third base moving forward now?
Well, Cabby's out there tonight. Obviously, we got DJ. If it is an IL, we'll probably bring someone up from AAA to potentially be part of the mix too. So we'll just kind of mix and match and see what makes the most sense.
Aaron, when you say consideration with just how he's performed over the past few weeks?
Yeah, I would say he's consideration.
Aaron, when you say UCL injury, I'm assuming you guys haven't detected a tear or anything, because then you would. There's something around UCL.
Something there. I'm not going to speak before all the doctors have weighed in on it. Yeah, I just know UCL injury. So we'll see what we have here over the next 24 hours.
You expect the roster move before first pitch tonight?
No.
With that in mind, just anything new on John Birdie? I know he was kind of repeating his previous week, right?
Yeah, he's in Tampa now, going through another week and hopefully be in position to start a rehab sometime in the next week or so.
If Jazz is active tonight, can he do anything for you? Can he run?
I don't know. We'll see.
How's Jazz taking it? Have you talked to him since then?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think, you know, bummed out because he wanted to be in the lineup today. He woke up today feeling like I'm playing today. So, but let's see what we have, and again, hopefully it's not something that's too long.
Hopefully Jazz returns quickly. Let's get to the lineups for tonight's game. For Chicago, Gavin Sheets had 4 hits last night, including 3 doubles, and he drove in 4 runs. Over his last 4 games, he's 10 for 16 with an OPS of 1,500. The White Sox had season highs in runs, hits, extra base hits, and margin of victory in the series opener. For the New York Yankees, Alex Verdugo leads off, followed by Juan Soto. He walked 3 times last night, and over his last 27 games, he's hitting .336 with 9 home runs, 19 ribbies, 25 runs scored, and an OPS over 1,100. And behind Soto, of course, is Aaron Judge and his .329 batting average. Over his last 25 games, the captain is batting an astounding .434 with 10 homers, 24 runs batted in, and an OPS near 1,500. Judge has also been walked 34 times, with 8 of them being intentional. For the Major League leading 42nd time this season, Judge reached base 3 times last night, ripping an RBI double in the first inning before walking twice, one of which was an intentional free pass. He entered the game sitting on 299 home runs, and with the bases loaded in the second inning, came just a few feet shy of reaching history in grand fashion. So, as we await the history of home run number 300, we will continue to enjoy this historic season. Judge leads the majors in homers, runs batted in, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, OPS, times on base, total bases, and wins above replacement. Sensational. He's also tied with Shohei Ohtani for the most extra base hits. Okay, we are just getting started here on Yankees batting practice today, presented by Audi. Coming up next, Nestor Cortes can give the Yankees a big lift with a big outing tonight. We'll check the starting pitching matchup. Plus, we'll take a quick trip down to the farm to meet Rafael Flores, one of the breakout bats of the season. And later, more on the captain. He made history 8 years ago this day. Is there more in store for tonight? It's all ahead on Yes and the Yes app.
Yankees batting practice today is presented by Audi, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Yankees. Visit your tri-state Audi dealer today.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Sign up for ButcherBox today.
Big season, more reasons to say yes. Yes to scoring swag and gift cards with Yes Rewards. What a home run for Soto. Watch, play, earn. Yes Rewards. Check it out now on the Yes app.
That's Aaron Judge. Yeah. Sometimes you get the feeling you're watching a Hall of Famer right in the middle of his prime.
The captain is rolling.
They're going to need a longer tape measure.
A monster blast. See ya. Wow.
We thought we were losing our daughter. And then when we came to St. Jude, everything changed. I see these massive jumps in what can happen for children and families from the work that's being done here at St. Jude. And we have doctors here who are working on that research right now.
I hope they can keep going and keep doing the research and keep advancing all the treatments so that kids don't have to deal with this anymore.
At St. Jude, there was hope.
Hope changes everything.
Yeah, many memories. I played many games when I was young, and it's amazing. My first homer, my first strikeout too, my first championship. It's just like those memories amazing, and get the opportunity to play there this year is just great. I'm already have ideas to put something in my shoes and on my bat and just show those little things to the boys is amazing. The best word I can say for them is just keep working, believe in themselves, and just always working hard to get your goals.
Glaber with the mustache welcomes you back. Here's the starting pitching matchup for tonight. For the White Sox, it's Jonathan Kennan. He's 2-5 with a 3.91 ERA for the season. But over his last 3 starts, his ERA is under 2. And for the Yankees, Nestor Cortes is 5-10 with a 4.42 ERA. He was brilliant when he faced the White Sox earlier this season, firing 7 innings while not allowing an earned run. But Cortes comes into tonight looking for a bounce-back outing. He's earned a win just once in his last 8 starts, and last time out against the Los Angeles Angels, he surrendered 6 runs on 9 hits while not making it out of the 5th inning on a rainy evening in the Bronx. He walked 1, struck out 2, allowed 1 home run. He'll try to regain the form he had when he faced the White Sox on May 17th. That day, he allowed 5 hits, walked 1, and fanned 6, and picked up the victory in a dominant outing. Cortes is our key to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Over his last 5 starts, he's 1-3 with an ERA over 9. In 4 of those 5 outings, he's allowed at least 4 runs while not getting through the 5th inning. This followed a stretch where Cortes was stellar. He had a 2.67 ERA in his previous 5 starts. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ball, the Yankees have collected at least 8 hits in 16 consecutive games. That is their longest streak since September of 1997. Plus, they had all kinds of traffic on the base paths last night. But sometimes it's just not your night, and only 2 of those runners did score. It began in the 1st inning after Aaron Judge's RBI double. The Yankees had runners on 2nd and 3rd with no outs, but Giancarlo Stanton, Austin Wells, and Gleyber Torres all popped up against Kai Busch. The White Sox starter managed to wriggle out of jams all night, and despite issuing 7 walks in just 4 2/3 innings, just 1 of those free passes came around to score. The Yankees' next threat came in the 2nd inning when they got the first 2 batters on base and ultimately had the bases loaded with 1 out. But another pop out, this time by Juan Soto, and a tantalizing fly out all the way to the warning track by Aaron Judge led to another 0 on the board. Add in Jazz Chisholm Jr. grounding into a double play for just the 5th time this season, as well as Alex Verdugo popping up a bunt with 2 on and no outs in the 4th inning. And the Yankees could not come through with the big hit when they needed it. Their only other run came in the 5th inning when Chisholm scored from 2nd on an infield single by Anthony Volpe. Some unfortunate notes from the loss. The Yankees scored just 2 runs after averaging close to 7 per game over their previous 15. They went just 2 for 18 with runners in scoring position, and their 16 left on base, the highest total in a loss since 2006. After the game, Alex Verdugo talked about what went wrong.
I think when it came down to it, those guys made their pitches and, was able to get us to pop up in the infield or, roll one over and double play. So really, I think we did a good job early of getting guys on, but obviously didn't get the big hit.
That bunt attempt in the 4th, was that something you decided to do on your own there?
Yeah, all the bunts are always on me. I gave myself one chance to kind of see one and, try to put a swing on it, took a strike, and he made a pitch up and in that I kind of didn't really want to bunt, but was already kind of out there and just got a little lazy with it and, popped it up. So, but that's like the first bunt I've ever popped up, so it happens.
Just given the opponents, they're obviously on pace to be one of the worst teams ever. Do you feel like this is a wake-up call for this clubhouse that, you guys need to play better and can't just take any opponent for granted?
No, I think it's just a normal day. Another day where it just so happens that we're on the tough side of it. It's baseball, right? I mean, yeah, they're one of the worst teams, if you want to put it that way, but it's not these guys are still big leaguers. You know what I mean? They can still have days where they're clicking, and you know, we saw today a lot of their guys 3 for 4, 3 for 4. So these guys can still have good days. We got to just do a better job of coming out and cashing in those runs that we had on base. You know, kind of step on them early, and you know, I think with them getting out of those jams, we gave them a little bit of momentum, and you know, they ran with it today.
Well, while the Yankees get ready for their game in Chicago, back in the Bronx, there's another exciting matchup on tap. Coming Saturday to the Yes app, it's Bronx Buds, our first animated series. In this sneak peek, Bash, Riv, Oscar, and the rest of their baseball bunch are preparing for a big game.
Oscar, give me the scouting report. How are we looking tonight? I broke down all the Hamsters games this season. It's not looking good. What's so hard, Oscar? See ball, hit ball, ball goes over the fence, and then I jam. Bash, love the confidence. Well, confidence isn't going to win us this game. Their pitcher looks like he's 25. He's getting college offers. You worry too much, Oscar. I'm not worried, Bash. I'm terrified. All right, you two. Simmer down. Let's save that energy for the Hamsters. You know what we need? Meatballs!
Check out Hexclad Presents Bronx Buds, premiering this Saturday exclusively on the Yes app. Time for another break on Yankees batting practice today, presented by Audi. Up next, from being undrafted to climbing up prospect rankings, we'll meet someone who's been turning heads in the Yankees farm system this year. Keep it here.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Sign up for ButcherBox today.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, Mel. Is now good for a quick catch-up on your plan?
Yes, now's great.
Has anything changed since we last spoke?
You know what? Yes, I'm thinking more long-term.
Great. We'll make that change to your plan and adjust as needed.
This helps a lot.
Bye, Mel.
Bye. Make sense of your money with Citizens.
Popeyes has the best of both wings. Our juicy chicken is marinated to perfection with 2 distinct twists on all 6 flavors. Whether you prefer our spicy bone-in wings or our classic tender white meat boneless wings, we've got the best of both.
Make this a summer to share in the 3-row Kia Sorento, the tech-forward Sportage, the available all-wheel drive Seltos, or the IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus Telluride, each one recommended by Consumer Reports. This summer, visit your local Kia dealer. Get 0.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of select new 2024 Sportage and 2024 Sorento models.
I have sickle cell. I've had lots and lots of blood transfusions over my lifetime. I'm most grateful that people are willing to go out there and take their time, their blood, and give me new life.
Yankees batting practice today is brought to you in part by Popeyes. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Conversations, a homegrown podcast with Connor Foley, is currently available on Apple Podcasts. Tune in. Thank you for joining us on Yankees batting practice today, presented by Audi. Speaking of the Yankees farm system, Rafael Flores has been turning heads this season. He plays some catcher and some first base. He packs plenty of pop, and he's trying to go from the ranks of the undrafted all the way to the majors. Recently, Steven Cusimano caught up with the Double-A slugger.
Here at the Double-A Somerset Patriots, Steven Cusimano joined alongside Yankees catcher and infield prospect Rafael Flores. Raf, it's great to have you here, and congrats on what's been just a great season so far.
Appreciate it, man. I love being here.
Well, we want to tell your baseball story because you're a guy that was non-drafted, you were unranked as a prospect, and you're enjoying really breakout success at the professional level these last 2 years. So let's start from the beginning. Take us through a young kid growing up in Anaheim. What was a young Rafael Flores like?
I was definitely an outdoors kid. I was always a kid throwing the ball against the wall. My house was on a main street, so I just had constant struggle having to chase the ball across the street, and just that was my life. I was always outside, just very outdoorsy kid. That's really it.
And the fun for you is that you actually, despite growing up in California, you grew up a Cubs fan because of your favorite player growing up, who was eventually a Yankee.
Yeah, Alfonso Soriano. That guy's swing is legendary. I grew up mimicking it. I grew up watching him, and it was just awesome. I love that guy. I was always looking at guys that were similar to me, and I feel like he just has long levers, and he just knows how to swing a long bat, and I mean, he was successful at it. A lot of big league time.
You went undrafted, as I mentioned before. Tell us the story of when you got the call from the Yankees, who you were with, where you are, all those little details.
So I was in my host family's house. We were hanging out. It was after a game, so I had time to watch the whole draft, and my name didn't get called, and for 5 minutes after the draft, I'm like, dang, like this isn't going to work out. And then, boom, I got a call by my scout, Dave Keith, and he's like, hey, you want to play pro baseball? And I said, heck yeah, I do. And that's how it happened, really.
And looking ahead to where you've gotten now, a couple years inside your time with the Yankees organization, what has it been for you? What has made you be able to go out there and perform every day? Like, who have been some of the main influences that have helped you put yourself really on the map here?
Honestly, I mean, one of the biggest things that I've learned a lot is just being able to focus. I feel like everybody in this org is here for your benefit. Everybody's here to help you out. I love Kevin. Kevin's been my guy for a while now. He's a great hitting coach, and I just feel like it's about establishing relationships with the guys that are around you year-round, and I feel like I've been successful at that, and I mean, it's showing on the field. I feel like I've been very consistent, and it's just been working out. I love it here.
Well, one guy I know you do have a relationship with, because I've seen you wearing the batting gloves, Jose Trevino, who's actually going to be here in Somerset on a rehab assignment. Take me through when you first met him and how that relationship sort of developed between the two of you.
Yeah, so I kind of got lucky because he was staying in the same apartment complex in spring training, and I kind of ran into him one time, and we first started off playing ping pong a lot, and I just smoked him at that. And then we kind of just started getting competitive, and then it just became a friendly relationship. It was really cool, and we've been getting close ever since. I feel like I can ask him anything, and he'll always have an answer for me, just because he's a big leaguer, man. He's got the experience, he's got all the answers and stuff, and so he's the man.
And at the end of the day, of course, the goal is for you to get up there in the Bronx and share a uniform and a team with those guys. What would it mean to you to suit up in the pinstripes at Yankee Stadium one day?
It would be so awesome. There's not even enough words to explain the emotion I would feel, and it would just be so overwhelming. So obviously, dream come true.
Well, Ralph, thanks so much. This has been an awesome conversation, and best of luck with continued success this year.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. One last break here on Yankees Batting Practice Today, presented by Audi. We wrap things up next, so stay with us here on Yes and the Yes app.
Is it possible to be more capable and more practical? Be able to perform here and here. Make a statement while barely making a sound. And command the road, as well as what lies ahead. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
This is the GMC Sierra, powered by the TurboMax engine, with the confidence of 430 pound-feet of best-in-class standard torque. GMC Sierra, it's the truck. Get 1.9% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models, or current eligible GMC owners get over $7,800 total value. We are professional grade GMC.
Hey, I'm Ronnie Mund. We were in the middle of a cross-country move. When everything happened, we thought, oh my God, we're gonna have to keep flying back and forth to New York. And I sat down with my wife and I said to her, what are we gonna do? I reached out to Morgan & Morgan. We didn't even have to go to the office. It was so simple. When you go up against a big company, they're not afraid of that little guy. They're afraid of the guy who's plastered all over the United States. If you want an attorney that's gonna fight for everything that you deserve, these are the people you use.
This summer is the perfect time to get away with a great deal on your favorite Hyundai models. all backed by America's best warranty. Plus 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. Add more joy to your journey. Hurry into the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. But act fast. The hottest deals of the summer won't last. Get in and get away now. Lease an Ioniq 5 for only $189 a month or get 0% APR for 60 months or $7,500 EV bonus cash. Hurry in to the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
We're back. It's a memorable day in Yankees history. On this date, 2016, two big debuts in the Bronx. Tyler Austin lined the homer into the short porch off Tampa Bay's Matt Andriese in his first big league at-bat. And then immediately following him, a young slugger by the name of Aaron Judge made it back-to-back blasts when he crushed a ball to dead center in his first major league at-bat. 8 years later, Judge can hit number 300 tonight. Only Jay Bruce has joined the 300 homer club on the same date of his first homer. Austin and Judge became the fourth and fifth Yankees to hit a home run in their first plate appearance in the majors. Jason Dominguez joined the club last season when he took Justin Verlander deep in Houston. Let's go back to 2016 and hear from the then Baby Bombers, starting with Austin.
It's a pretty special opportunity, you know. And like you just said, it's never happened before, so just enjoyed the opportunity in the moment and had a good time out there.
It was exciting, you know, when Tyler went up there and got down 0-2 really quick, but he battled and had a great at-bat and was able to hit one out. Man, I was ecstatic on deck, and I was like, oh, man, I just got to make contact now. So what a day. That's all I can really say.
And what about your home run? I mean, just the fact that how far it went. I know you've hit ones like that before, but never, obviously, at this level.
Just got a good pitch to hit and just put the barrel on it. That's basically it.
Tyler, do you want to shed any light on that?
I mean, I think everybody saw it. That's all you need to know.
Memorable indeed. The Yankees enter tonight a half game behind Baltimore for the top spot in the American League East, but it hasn't been smooth sailing for the Orioles either. They just went 5-5 across a long road trip against the Guardians, Blue Jays, and Rays, and now they're home to take on their Beltway rivals. Nationals Orioles, a highlight here. Bottom of the third, O's down 2-1. Anthony Santander taking Jake Irvin deep center out. 36th of his year, tying the game at 2 apiece in the bottom of the third inning, and that's where they stand. Some other games on tonight's schedule. The Rays are hosting the Astros, who have won 6 in a row. The Red Sox walked off the Rangers in 10 innings last night. And in the National League, a battle of 2 first-place teams continues after the Dodgers beat the Brewers yesterday behind homers from Mookie Betts and Shohei Ohtani. Meanwhile, the Yankees finish this series in Chicago tomorrow night on Prime with coverage beginning at 7:30. Then after an off day, it's on to another AL Central team. The first 2 games against the Tigers are in Detroit. Then Sunday night, it's the Little League Classic in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. After that, it's back home to face the Guardians and the Rockies. That does it for this edition of Yankees Batting Practice today, presented by Audi. Our next BPTV comes your way Saturday at noon, and I will see you then. Right now, our game day coverage rolls on. It's the second game of a 3-game set at the White Sox, with the Yankees looking to even things up. Nestor Cortes was brilliant versus the White Sox at Yankee Stadium back in May. Leading his team to victory is the mission tonight. It is that time. We're handing off to the best pregame in the biz. Next on Yes and the Yes App.
Get 2.9% APR for 36 months plus $1,000 purchase allowance on most 2024 Cadillac models when you finance through Cadillac Financial.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times, but mostly times were just okay. And you know who said that? Susan B. Anthony. Charles Dickens. Susie.
We're not teachers. We're connectivity experts. If millions of communities rely on us for fiber, internet, and mobile, you can too. Optimum, where local is big time.
Whoa,
If you want my 2 cents on interest rates, we got options.
My 2 cents. This one's priced to sell. My 2 cents? My 2 cents?
My 2 cents?
My 2 cents? My 2 cents? Here's my 2 cents. I'm planning for the future. Interest plus interest equals more interest. Come on, now. You gonna jump up?
Hi, Joan. Perfect timing. I have a few questions.
Of course. Let's look at your plan.
Discover performance in rare form. Get offers on select F-Sport models at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Popeyes has the best of both wings. Our juicy chicken is marinated to perfection with 2 distinct twists on all 6 flavors. Whether you prefer our spicy bone-in wings or our classic tender white meat boneless wings, we've got the best of both.
Say hello to the Bronx Buds, presented by Hexclad, premiering Saturday on the Yes app.
It all began 8 years ago. Aaron Judge's first at bat in the bigs resulted in his first home run. Now number 99 is sitting on 299 homers, and the Yanks could use a blast or two to avenge yesterday's loss. It's game 2 in the Windy City as the New York Yankees face the Chicago White Sox in a Tuesday night tilt at Guaranteed Rate Field. As always, hope you're having a great night. Welcome to the FanDuel Yankees pregame. Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry with you. Middle game of this 3-game series. White Sox blew it out last night, 12-2, Jack. A letdown for the Yankees. Many would say that's an understatement. Let's get your Hyundai opening comment.
When you have that kind of exasperating and embarrassing loss as the Yankees did last night, getting routed by an historically bad team, you're eager to get back out there on the field. There's really no more words for the Yankees. It's about action. It's about going out there and performing. And we found out a little while ago they'll be performing without Jazz Chisholm, who is dealing with an elbow injury. Meredith will fill us in on that, but it's one more athletic, energizing player who will not be part of the action tonight. That can't matter for the Yankees tonight. They have to go out there and make a statement of their own. It starts with Nestor Cortez being able to slow down the White Sox and get himself back on steady footing. And it's also about Judge and everyone else in that lineup making sure that they take advantage of opportunities. Way too much traffic on the bases. 20 base runners last night, only 2 runs. Got to cash in against the White Sox.
Well, let's find out what is happening in Chicago right now. Meredith Morakovitz is standing by with the Clubhouse Report presented by your local Ford stores. And Meredith, let's start with not only the loss on the field, but the loss in the lineup. And that's Jazz Chisholm, as Jack mentioned. In our Morgan & Morgan injury report, you had a chance to talk to Aaron Boone. What's the latest on Jazz?
Well, you know what, Bob? When I spoke to Jazz Chisholm Jr. after the game last night, he seemed somewhat optimistic. He originally hurt his elbow sliding into home in that 5th inning. If you remember, he stayed in the game a little while longer. He told me he thought the adrenaline was taking over, but once the adrenaline wore off, his elbow started to throb. That's when he went to the training staff and they began checking him out. Initial x-rays came back negative. They did take him through a bunch of tests, and that's what left him encouraged. He thought it was feeling better. In fact, Aaron Boone said he woke up today and expected to be in the lineup. He did go for an MRI around 10 a.m. this morning, and while the Yankees are being a little bit vague on exactly what that MRI revealed, Aaron Boone did say that it is his UCL. He did not go into specifics. I asked him point blank, is there a tear in the UCL? And do you believe this is something that can cause him to have surgery and miss the rest of the season? And Aaron Boone simply said, we don't want to get into the specifics. They have other doctors that are going to look at that MRI, and then they're going to come up with a course of action. We do know he is not in the lineup tonight. He is still on the active roster. So with no Jazz Chisholm Jr., it's going to be Oswaldo Cabrera in there at third base. And Aaron Boone was very clear. He believes this could be an IL situation. So Yankee land collectively holding their breath, hoping that they get good news that he's not going to be out for a significant amount of time. If he is out for any time, you're likely going to see a combination of Oswaldo Miguelito Cabrera at third base. Also, DJ LeMahieu could get some reps there, and Aaron Boone said a roster move at some point in time would need to be made, and they would bring somebody up in the minors to add some depth there in the infield, but he didn't want to go that far yet. They're still hopeful that perhaps he could avoid the IL, but anytime, guys, you hear UCL, you think of the worst. Right now, they're having several doctors evaluate that MRI to see the severity of the injury and whether or not he will miss any length of time. Speaking of injuries, there are a lot of guys right now that are on the mend for the Yankees, and we will start with Jose Trevino. He's playing with the Somerset Patriots tonight, his second rehab game. He grounded out to second base in his first at-bat. He's also behind the plate. Aaron Boone said that he's likely going to play again tomorrow, and they'll reevaluate thereafter. Meanwhile, Ian Hamilton could be a big help to this bullpen that has been struggling as of late. He's expected to throw a live BP this week. John Birdie is in Tampa. He's continuing to ramp up. He could start a rehab assignment next week. Anthony Rizzo did have another scan on his arm. It showed signs of healing, but still, he's not ready to ramp up the baseball activity, so that's going to take a little bit of time yet. And Clark Schmidt will throw another live BP on Wednesday in Tampa, so he continues to progress. But when you look at this pitching staff as of late, and really you look at the bullpen, they've allowed 20 earned runs over the last 3 games. They've used them a lot. They've been leaned on heavily with both of those doubleheaders, and they're going to count on that man right there that just walked behind me, Nestor Cortez, to go out there and get the job done, really set the tone. But Nestor himself has been struggling a little bit as of late. If you look at last outing, went just 4 2/3 innings, and then his last 5 outings, he's pitching to an ERA over 9. I asked Aaron Boone earlier what adjustments needed to be made to get Nestor back on track.
I think it comes down to that next level of command and getting the ball to good spots. Physically, I think he's been in a good spot most of the year. I feel like he's throwing the ball well. He's been hurt in some situations where he's had a chance, like even last outing. He's a pitch away from having a good 5 innings, and it's 0-2 blooper change up off the plate that bloops into right center, and then I get him out of there, and the rest of those runs scored, so the line's not great. But like last year, there were times when stuff wasn't great, and he was kind of battling through stuff. I feel like the stuff's there. It comes down to just those key pitches in a game that turn a really good outing into one that's not so great, and that's the next level of pitching. And so he's been hurt with some runners on base this year, and that's probably the one area where we can improve a little bit.
And they can certainly use length out of Nestor Cortez tonight. You look at tomorrow, the Yankees still have not announced a starter. Aaron Boone saying it could potentially be a bullpen game depending on how the pen is used tonight. If not, they're going to have to dip down into the minors, perhaps call somebody up from there. And also the decision as to whether or not Jazz Chisholm Jr. winds up on the IL could play into it as well. We do know we've seen Will Warren several times this season. That would be a potential candidate. Or if Cortez could go deep into this game with the off day on Thursday, the Yankees could just opt to go with the bullpen. Bob?
Meredith, we will keep our eyes on that. In the meantime, have a great night. We'll see you in just a bit with Ryan and Flash. Now, all season long here on Yes, we want to invite you viewers to show us the different ways you support the Bronx Bombers. Use the QR code on screen with the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and post pictures to social media that reflect your love for the Yankees. We might spotlight you in a future game. Pinstripe Pride is brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Well, time for our first break on the FanDuel Yankees pregame. Up next, Aaron Judge made history when he stepped to the plate for the first time 8 years ago. Is there more in store for tonight? We break it down next on Yes and the Yes app.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is presented by FanDuel. With Dinger Tuesdays on FanDuel, you could bet on any player to hit a home run and get bonus bets for each homer during that game.
Whoa, is this your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. Yesterday, I was at the Nissan end of summer sales event taking a test drive, and Laura says,
"We've got somewhere to be."
And off we went. We're having a blast. And she tells me it's recommended by Consumer Reports.
These Rogues are going fast.
I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Get a low $269 per month lease on Rogue, or get up to $2,500 total savings on remaining select 2024 Rogue Platinum trims.
Mark your calendars this summer because FanDuel has something for everyone every day. Score bigger winnings at any inning with profit boosts. Take home bonus bets for home runs every Tuesday. And beat the heat with no sweat bets. Make the most out of this summer with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. All customers get a boost or a bonus every day, all summer long. Plus, new customers can bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if you win.
Top dog with a new pass. You played the game, but now you're too fast. Move out the way, I'm on a flight path. Top gunner, always been a straight runner. I can do that all day.
Popeyes has the best of both wings. Our juicy chicken is marinated to perfection with 2 distinct twists on all 6 flavors. Whether you prefer our spicy bone-in wings or our classic tender white meat boneless wings, we've got the best of both.
Chicken from Popeyes.
Big season, more reasons to say yes. Wow. Yes to the ultimate viewing experience. Aaron Judge crushes one. Yes to in-game live stats. And earn rewards and win prizes. Get all the Yankees action on the Yes app. Download now.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is brought to you in part by Hyundai. There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. Visit HyundaiUSA.com today.
Judge hits one to center field and deep. Turning, looking, see ya! A monster home run! Back-to-back home runs by the Baby Bombers in their first big league at-bats. Can you believe it?
8 years ago, Aaron Judge made his debut. That was homer number 1. He stands at 299 now through just 953 games. He has the 43rd most games played over that span, and since 2016. What a debut it was. And what's amazing about that, Jack, is he also struck out a lot. We didn't know if he was going to be, nobody knew, Dave Kingman or a Triple Crown threat. And what's he grown into?
You look at what he did that day, and we see where he is now. But let's go back to that season, Bob. Yes, he hits a home run in his first at-bat. Of course, you celebrate, you rejoice. That ended up being a rough season for him. He hit 179. He had a strikeout percentage of 44%, meaning he struck out 4 times in every 9 plate appearances. What did he do? He made himself a better hitter. He motivated himself by putting the number 179, that batting average, in his locker and said, I'm never going to hit that again. And, Bob, the weaknesses and the flaws that he had, chasing pitches out of the zone and just chasing overall, he's eliminated a lot of that. Won an MVP, should have 2, and will win an MVP again this year.
And it's the ability to get older, wiser, make adjustments on the fly. Jackie had a horrible first month of the season. He knew it, everybody knew it, and he flipped the switch, and it's been crazy since. His last 91, the way he's hitting the ball, I mean, it has led to the fact that people just want to intentionally walk him now.
The numbers are insane. We've talked about how through a 91-game stretch, and there are those numbers. He and Babe Ruth are the only ones to ever have such ridiculous numbers. Sure, an 808 slugging percentage. That sounds good. 38 homers, 94 runs batted in. He just has an idea of what he wants to do at the plate, as you said, Bob, as teams are trying to avoid him. And one more thought on the 299 home runs. He's on the cusp of a milestone, and talk about the great symmetry if he was able to do that tonight. 8 years since he hit his first one. I've seen the narrative from some people, oh, if Judge just got to the major leagues sooner, he might be at 400 home runs. He debuted at 24. That's when he was ready. And we just talked about how he struggled in that first season. So let's not act like push him into the major leagues at 21. He wouldn't have been ready. He was ready when he got there, homered at his first at-bat. He was ready even more in the next season when he won a Rookie of the Year and an MVP and hit 50-plus homers.
And now I'm not kidding. Every time we say that, every time we do a postgame, Jack, he's on a graphic with Ruth, with Gehrig, with Mantle. It's unbelievable. Let's take a look at the Yankees lineup that will go out there today. We know that Aaron Judge will bat third. Juan Soto over his last 27. 9 homers, 19 runs batted in at 1143 OPS. Judge, 2 homers, 2 hits in the opener last night. Again, he's at 299 and counting. Oswaldo Cabrera in the lineup, a 326 hitter over his last 20. And Gleyber has a 9-game hitting streak. Now, Oswaldo Cabrera is in because Jazz Chisholm is out. And that slide into home yesterday and the resulting injury just reminds everybody when they see it, and certainly the players, that maybe there's a better way of doing business when you slide.
It's who Chisholm is. His power and his speed is part of what makes him such a great player. Bob, I remember writing an article in the New York Times more than 20 years ago about head-first slides. Roberto Alomar, who's in the Hall of Fame now, he argued with me over and over again about why sliding head-first worked for him. It didn't work for Jazz Chisholm last night in terms of what happened afterwards. It worked in terms of being safe, but it didn't work in terms of the injury that followed, the UCL injury that Meredith has described. You see his numbers since he joined the Yankees: 7 homers, 11 runs batted in, throw the 5 stolen bases in there. The Yankees are losing an energizing athletic player. We don't know for how long, but this is a setback for them because Chisholm came here and has had an immediate impact.
Yeah, and it reminds you of another star player who wasn't a star for them yet in Gleyber Torres when he was with Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Same situation, Jack, as we take a look back.
Yeah, it's quite the flashback because it's almost identical. It's a player who throws right-handed going in with his left hand, and you see Gleyber right there trying to get around the catcher. Again, you collide with that catcher. And when you go head first, Bob, your fingers, your arm, your elbow, your shoulder, there is nothing to protect you. So when you said earlier about there being a better way, sometimes with the swim slide and going around and getting your hand in, yes, there's deftness to that. It's an adept way to possibly beat the throw. But when you have to collide with the catcher, your hands are going to lose. He's wearing a lot of equipment. Usually they're burly guys. And that flashback to Gleyber is a reminder of what happened with Chisholm last night. Bad news for the Yankees right now. We'll see what the eventual diagnosis is for Chisholm, whether surgery ends up being something that happens or whether there's some rest involved and he can come back.
Boone saying we'll know more in the next 24 hours on that. In the meantime, with all eyes on Aaron Judge's chase for 300, let's see if it will be homer-hitting weather in Chicago tonight with a check of the forecast from News 12.
Hey Yankees fans, I'm News 12 meteorologist Hope Asalgo with your game day forecast, and the Yankees are away in Chicago. Here's how we're looking at first pitch. Wall-to-wall sunshine, warm, and temperatures will be in the upper 70s. By the 7th inning, we're still looking and feeling good for the game, and by the end of the game, you get to enjoy that moonlit sky. So what's your moodcast? How does this weather make you feel? Let us know at News 12 The Bronx. Enjoy the game, and back to you.
Thank you, Hope. Nestor Cortez will toe the slab for the Yanks tonight. He's looking for a bounce back, and the Bombers looking for a solid outing from their starter. We'll talk about that next on the FanDuel Yankees pregame.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is brought to you in part by G2 by Pilot, helping to write the next chapter in New York Yankees history.
Not every decision you make will be as good as getting a Volkswagen at the Savvy VW Summer Sales Event. 2024 Volkswagen models cost less to maintain than Honda.
Get 0.9% APR financing or a $3,500 customer bonus on a new 2024 Atlas or Atlas Cross Sport.
Hi, I'm Eileen. I live in Vancouver, Washington, and I write mystery novels. As I was writing, I found that I just wasn't sharp, and that doesn't work when you're writing a mystery. And I knew I needed to do something. So I started taking Prevagen. I realized that I was much more clear, much sharper. I was remembering the details that I was supposed to. Prevagen keeps my brain working right.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription.
This summer is the perfect time to get away with a great deal on your favorite Hyundai models. All backed by America's best warranty, plus 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. Add more joy to your journey. Hurry into the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. But act fast. The hottest deals of the summer won't last. Get in and get away now. Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month or get 1.99% APR or up to $1,250 bonus cash. Hurry in to the Hyundai Getaway sales event.
At this very moment, Doctors Without Borders is on the ground in communities around the world, delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most. Our teams are bandaging war-wounded patients caught in the crossfire in Sudan, providing clean drinking water in Haiti, and performing emergency C-sections in Yemen. Doctors Without Borders teams are in over 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving work is made possible by our movement of supporters, people like you who help our patients even when they're half a world away. At Doctors Without Borders, we won't stop working to bring our patients and their communities from crisis to care.
Yankees Pregame Show on Yes is brought to you in part by Citizens. Make sense of your money. Visit citizensbank.com/made-ready to learn more.
Game number 2 of a 3-game set between the New York Yankees and the Chicago White Sox takes place tonight. Let's head over to the FanDuel Sportsbook app and check out the odds. The New York Yankees are a favorite tonight at a -295 price. The underdog Chicago White Sox, a +240 price. The pitching matchups tonight, Nestor Cortez will be on the mound for the New York Yankees. He'll be followed by Jonathan Cannon for the Chicago White Sox. Strikeout props at the FanDuel Sportsbook tonight. Jonathan Cannon over 3.5 strikeouts listed at a -138 price. Nestor Cortez of the New York Yankees over 5.5 strikeouts at a -115 price. It's Stinger Tuesday at the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Aaron Judge hit a home run tonight. That's a +200 price. For the Chicago White Sox, Luis Roberts hit a home run. That's +340. Check out the FanDuel Sportsbook app for much more, and as always, enjoy the game.
Check out the White Sox lineup that'll face Nestor Cortez, courtesy of Toyota. Gavin Sheets, 4 for 5 in the opener last night. Over his last 4, 10 of 16, 4 doubles, and 4 runs batted in. Andrew Vaughn batting cleanup tonight. Not a big history against Nestor, but he has homered off of him. Meantime, Andrew Benintendi just 2 for 13 off Nestor Cortez. Now, we take a look at Cortez's career at Guaranteed Rate Field, courtesy of Yale New Haven Health. It's our key matchup. He does have a very good history there, Jack. He's 3-0, a sub-2 ERA, but he's also really struggling over his last 5. So what's got to change for him tonight?
He's got to be more precise with his fastball and his cutter, Bob. Those are the 2 pitches that he throws most often. His 4-seam fastball has been getting hit recently in his last 5 starts. The OPS, the slugging actually against that is 700. And though you can say this about the starting pitcher for a lot of baseball games, I'm going to emphasize this tonight. Nestor Cortez is the most important Yankee on the field tonight. After what happened yesterday, he can stabilize things on the mound, and if he gives them length, he helps the Yankees going forward because they don't have a starter yet today for tomorrow, and perhaps it'll be a bullpen game if they stay away from some of their high leverage guys.
Got to throw some zeros up and let the offense get some traction to get it going. Now take a look at the difference between his 4-seamer and his cutter. In 2022, Jack, the 4-seamer batting average against 157 and cutters 191, but those numbers have changed dramatically.
That's about the precision and the location that we talked about. Aaron Boone has talked about this often. It all starts with the 4-seamer. Nestor likes to throw it up in the zone, Bob, but if you miss by a half an inch or a fraction of an inch, you can get yourself in trouble. So we always look to see where he's spotting that 4-seam fastball, and his other pitches will play off of that, the cutter, the sweeper. One other thing to watch, when Nestor is feeling comfortable and feeling confident on the mound, you see more of those mound machinations, which Bob loves when I say that alliterative phrase. So if he has some of those mound machinations, that means he's feeling good, he's pitching better, he's shutting down the White Sox.
Machinate it, Nestor. Let's go. Now, Chicago might be my kind of town. That's my musical reference to you, Jack. But my kind of key to the game comes from Jack. Cough it up next, kid.
Make this a summer to share in the 3-row Kia Sorrento. The tech-forward Sportage. the available all-wheel drive Seltos, or the IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus Telluride, each one recommended by Consumer Reports. This summer, visit your local Kia dealer. Get 0.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of select new 2024 Sportage and 2024 Sorrento models.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, Mel. Is now good for a quick catch-up on your plan?
Yes, now's great.
Has anything changed since we last spoke?
You know what? Yes, I'm thinking more long-term.
Great. We'll make that change to your plan and adjust as needed.
This helps a lot.
Bye, Mel.
Bye.
Make sense of your money with Citizens.
Mark your calendars this summer because FanDuel has something for everyone every day. Score bigger winnings at any inning with profit boosts. Take home bonus bets for home runs every Tuesday. And beat the heat with no sweat bets. Make the most out of this summer with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. All customers get a boost or a bonus every day, all summer long. Plus, new customers can bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if you win.
It's a big match for the National Women's Soccer League, and only the best will win.
Just blaze, Godzilla bankroll, silly on, yo, I ain't got it all. That means I'm barely home, trailblazer, stay rolling with vengeance. My arts is crafty, dogs, why I stuck on Laffy Taffy, wondering, get past me, I've been doing this before, now it's dropping nasty.
Popeyes has the best of both wings. Our juicy chicken is marinated to perfection with 2 distinct twists on all 6 flavors. Whether you prefer our spicy bone-in wings or our classic tender white meat boneless wings, we've got the best of both.
A world-class franchise with world-class fans deserves a world-class ride. Audi, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Yankees. Visit your local tri-state Audi dealer to experience the 2024 Audi Q5 today.
The Yankees Pregame Show on Yes is brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com.
Great to have you back. Got you for a couple minutes before we get you back out to Chicago. I'll throw some numbers that you know very well. 11 walks for the Yankees last night, 16 left on base, 2 for 18 with runners in scoring position. For that to change tonight, got to be some key hitters coming up with good at-bats, quality at-bats, and getting the barrel on the bat.
They're going to miss Jazz Chisholm, Bob, but his replacement, Oswaldo Cabrera, has performed very well lately, even as he has fought for some playing time. Across his last 20 games, he's got an OPS of 950. He's got 3 homers in there. And sometimes it's tough to fight that label of being a utility player. You get reps when somebody gets hurt, or you get reps when they're trying to rest someone. Remember how important he was when LeMahieu was down at the beginning of the season. So Cabrera, in Chisholm's absence, is going to get some more reps and has probably deserved more before this.
And right now, they don't know how long Jazz will be out. In the meantime, let's get your key to the game.
I'm going to see your Frank Sinatra music reference from the previous segment. I'm going to go back to the Smashing Pumpkins. They had a song called Zero, which the Yankees don't want to be. They had a song called Come On, Let's Go. The Yankees want to be the Come On, Let's Go version because they want to take advantage of opportunities tonight. Too many wasted opportunities. You mentioned some of it, Bob, with the runners left on base, with 2 for 16 with runners in scoring position. You get 20 base runners in a game, you have to score more than 2 runs. Boone actually said before the game he'll take that approach every time, the 20 base runners, but you need some big hits mixed in.
Speaking of zero, we got about 0 time left, kids, you good people. Coming up next, more good people. Rucco, Flatty, Marakovitz.
Say hello to the Bronx Buds. Yes's first ever animated series for the whole family.
The crowd goes wild.
That takes you on a baseball adventure around the Big Apple. Hexclad presents Bronx Buds, premiering Saturday, exclusively on the Yes app, presented by Hexclad.
Magnifico.
What the biggest companies deliver is exceptional customer experience. What makes it possible is unmatched connectivity and 5G solutions from T-Mobile for Business. T-Mobile connects 100,000 Delta Airlines employees, powers Tractor Supply stores nationwide with reliable 5G business internet and helps Red Bull revolutionize coverage of live events. This is how business goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
Current eligible non-GM lessees get this low mileage lease on this 2024 Cadillac XT4 Luxury for around $429 per month. Visit your local Cadillac dealer today.
I'm Patriotic Kenny.
And hi, I'm Amanda on TikTok.
My scooter broke down. I went into a depression.
How do you feel about that?
Pretty sad.
And I posted it to show that Kenny's not always happy. Within 24 hours, people had donated over $5,000.
Oh, you're kidding.
We set up the Patriotic Kenny Foundation to give mobility scooters to veterans.
It has changed my life tremendously.
None of this would have happened without TikTok.
Listen, I spotted it from the start. Breaking didn't even have a name yet. Bunch of kids from the South Bronx who didn't just knock on the door, they kicked it down. And today, it's your time. It's all about spotting it early. And if you do, no victory is out of reach.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
Last night was not a joyful experience for the New York Yankees. Missed opportunities with men on base, forlorn faces, and a lot of frustration as the Yankees fell to the White Sox 12-2. But today, they're right back at it as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the Yankees against the White Sox in the middle game of a 3-game set from Chicago, Illinois. Hey everybody, Ryan Rucco alongside John Flaherty. So happy to be with you this Tuesday evening for Yankees baseball on Yes. John, we saw some of the lowlights, some of the frustration from the Yankees last night, but the most costly play was actually the most electrifying play for the Yankees last night. Jazz Chisholm Jr. using his wheels to steal a second run. It appears all good, right? No. Starts shaking around that left arm, eventually left the game, and today we get the update that he has a UCL injury. Aaron Boone saying he will likely be placed on the IL, underwent imaging that is still being evaluated by multiple doctors before any official prognosis is given, but this is obviously a costly loss for the Yankees.
Yeah, this is going to be a loss. I mean, obviously you bring a left-handed bat into Yankee Stadium with his power. Also, you combine that with his speed and the ability to play third base made it look pretty easy over there. Oh, and then you throw the energy to play under the bright lights. Chisholm is definitely going to be missed.
Well, meanwhile, as far as tonight's pitching matchup goes, Nestor Cortez has struggled of late. Last 5 starts, a 9.26 ERA. Jonathan Cannon has pitched well over his last 3 with a 1.89. John, for Nestor Cortez, the four-seamer has really betrayed him over these last 5 starts.
Yeah, we've known about Nestor Cortez in his career. He likes to establish that high four-seam fastball and get some swings and misses. That's when he's at his best. When he's not at his best, maybe the velocity dips just a little. The location is more middle of the plate, and he's been giving up a lot of long home runs because he just doesn't have that good life, that good spin up in the zone. Early in this one, we're going to be looking to see if Nestor Cortez has that good four-seamer.
You take a look at what opponents have done against this four-seamer. First 19 starts was very effective with it. 238 opponent batting average. The last 5, they've hit 367 against it with a 700 slugging percentage. Well, how about the Yankees pitching of late? Gone through a lot of arms. Our Meredith Marakovitz gets to the bottom of it with pitching coach Matt Blake. That's next, right here on Yes.
air suspension, all-wheel steering, configurable terrain response. Effortless in the extreme.
If we weren't proud of the craftsmanship and level of detail that go into every pair of Warby Parker glasses, well, we probably wouldn't show you how they're made, including this part, which is our favorite. Wow. And this is also great. Each pair comes standard with lenses that are scratch-resistant, anti-reflective, and UV protective. Try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
Let's explore your future with Udemy. You can learn how to program and build websites, study design and create logos, improve your presentation skills, and sell your ideas. With Udemy, you can learn practical skills from thousands of online courses taught by real-world experts. Explore your future. Udemy.
Investing is not for everyone, right? Wrong. Wealth comes from pennies. Like oaks come from acorns. Wealth comes from the decision to invest, to bury your acorns, give them time to grow into a mighty oak like squirrels do. You see, investing was never meant to be an exclusive club. You just didn't have the right tools for it. Now you do, buckaroo. Acorns. Grow your own. Look at that.
Welcome back to the South Side, where the Yankees are going to try to get back on track tonight. Game 2 of the 3-game series with the White Sox is coming your way in just a few minutes. Hey, everyone. I'm Meredith Morakovitz alongside Yankees pitching coach Matt Blake. Matt, as John Flaherty and Ryan Ruocco noted, it's going to be Nestor Cortes getting the ball for you guys tonight. Last time out, struggled with his fastball command. Last couple of times out, last 5 starts pitching to an ERA over 9. What adjustments did he make to get back on track tonight?
Well, I think you spoke to a little bit, fastball command, and then a lot of times he's getting ahead and just not putting guys away with 2 strikes. So, making some better decisions with 2 strikes. And, he's been a little unlucky when there's some traffic out there and having some hits fall in that, unfortunately, you just got to put guys away when you have the opportunity. So, focus a little bit on some of his 2K, decision-making and getting to some better areas so that he can put guys away.
You look at the bullpen, they've been struggling lately as well. They've been used a lot with both of those double headers. They've allowed 20 earned runs in their last 3 games. Is it all fatigue or is it more than that?
I'm sure there's a component of that where they're getting stretched into areas where we really don't want to pitch them. Obviously, there's some execution stuff involved there, too, so it's not just a little bit of fatigue, but some of that all comes together and plays into it. So just trying to right the ship a little bit. Hopefully, Nestor can give us some length, shorten the pen a little bit, and then go from there.
How thin are you guys back there tonight?
We should be fine tonight, obviously, but tonight plays into tomorrow and some of the decision-making we have going on for Wednesday. So, obviously, you want length so you can avoid some guys and, keep them available for length tomorrow.
You mentioned tomorrow. You guys still have not named a starter. What goes into that decision-making process?
Yeah, obviously, when you have the doubleheader and you make the decision to go 2 starters in that, that obviously puts in a position to not have a starter available for tomorrow on our current roster. So, there's obviously, looking at Scranton, what's available there for potential options. Obviously, you can go bullpen game. So based on, what we do tonight with Nestor and how far he goes and who we use behind him, that'll kind of dictate some of the moves for maybe tomorrow.
Matt, appreciate the time.
Oh, thank you.
Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Ryan Ruocco will be joined by John Flaherty. First pitch coming your way right here on Yes after the break.
Whoever said patience is a virtue never sat in these K5 GT sports seats. The powerful new Kia K5 GT is here. Lease a new 2025 K5 LXS for $279 a month.
We love home internet from T-Mobile. Now Mesh boosts Wi-Fi all over your home. Taking a class in your attic, that dead spot is gone. Stream ballet in your man cave, learn to paint on your lawn.
He's glorious.
For a limited time, get a free upgrade to Home Internet Plus. Just $50 a month.
Why take less when you can get a beefy 5-layer burrito, a Chalupa Supreme, a double stacked taco, and a drink for just $7? It's Lux for less. Introducing the $7 Lux Cravings Box, only at Taco Bell.
Firehouse Subs, hook and ladder jingle, take one.
Hook and ladder, when it's hot, it just tastes
Guys,
better.
you're almost out of time.
Cheese, then toasty bread, mustard, mayo.
Faster.
Lettuce. The sandwich is too big for the song.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by FanDuel. With Dinger Tuesdays, you can bet on any player to hit a home run and get bonus bets for each homer during that game. By Buick. Visit your local tri-state Buick dealers, and by the New York Lottery. Get out there and play. Chicago and New York legends. Love seeing Chris Rock in the mix there. Yes, very nice. Beautiful night for baseball. We'll take a look at tonight's Yankees starting lineup, brought to you by TikTok. Alex Verdugo leading off. Then it's Soto, Judge, Austin Wells in the middle. Giancarlo Stanton bats fifth, followed by Ben Rice, Gleyber Torres. Oswaldo Cabrera gets the start at third with the injured Jazz Chisholm. And Anthony Volpe rounds out the Yankees starting lineup.
Well, that lineup for the Yankees going to face the rookie right-hander Jonathan Cannon. Just finished up his warm-up tosses. There are the numbers on the year. And let's check out our Nissan pitcher scouting report on Cannon. When the White Sox had lost 21 games in a row, Cannon was out on the mound and picked up a win to stop that streak. And he's taken advantage of the situation here in Chicago, getting an opportunity. His last 3 starts, a 1.89 ERA, and he's got 5 pitches, pretty much 95-mile-an-hour sinker, and a bunch of sweepers and sliders after that.
So the Yankees looking to bounce back after a 12-2 loss last night in the first game of this series. Verdugo steps in and looks at ball 1. Verdugo was on base a few times last night. Also had that bunt attempt that was a bit puzzling, and he actually said he got a little lazy with pulling the bat back and then going for it. The 1-1. Swing and a miss.
But I think, Ryan, last night's game, when you lose 12-2 to the worst team in the major leagues, and there was not a whole lot for the Yankees to feel good about last night. You try to get rid of it, come back early in this one, and we talked about it last night. Try to get a lead, try to set the tone early, pick up the second game of the series.
Yankees had so many men on base last night. Let's check out the defense for the White Sox, presented by Defender. Andrew Benintendi in left. Lewis Robert Jr. in center. Corey Julks in right. Vargas and Baldwin on the left side. Sosa and Vaughn on the right side. And Lee behind the plate. Full count on Verdugo. Had a couple of walks yesterday. The Yankees were on base nonstop. They had 11 walks last night. Had over 20 base runners, but just could not get the big hit with men on base. It was a unique game when you look at the amount of base runners they had and the lack of scoring. Just the third time they've ever had 20 base runners and 1 or fewer extra base hits while scoring 2 or fewer runs in franchise history. Verdugo battling here. Down is Vargas with room to make the catch and put away Verdugo for the first down. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers.
Well, like we talked about last night, the first 3 innings of this game, if you're Aaron Boone and his club, put the pedal to the metal, get an early lead, and try to set the tone. Nestor Cortez on the road has not been great. A 1-5 record, ERA over 6. That has to get better, and everybody's waiting for number 300 from Aaron Judge. Will it be tonight?
He is on deck, and this is the 8-year anniversary of Aaron Judge's Major League debut, in which he, of course, homered in his very first at-bat. Soto chops that. Knocked down by Vaughn. He'll toss to the covering Cannon, and 2 away here in the first. So here is Aaron Judge. If he homers tonight, he would be 133 games faster than Ralph Kiner when it comes to who hit number 300 quickest in a major league career.
Well, you're always looking at the matchups, Ryan, and Jonathan Cannon throws his sinker a lot, 93-94, but he does give up his fair share of home runs.
Ahead of Judge, 0-2.
His home run rate just slightly above the major league average, but quickly ahead, 0-2.
Judge trying to get that mind right after 0-2. We see him pick up the dirt, throw it away, and lock back in. Sitting on 299 home runs. 1-2. Judge was on base 3 more times last night, as his 3.5-month-long tear has continued. Swing there and fouls it straight back.
Well, you're getting a look at Cannon here in the first inning. Mentioned the sinker. It's Austin Wells waiting on deck. It's a sweeper, a cutter, a changeup, and a 4-seamer. And if you look at the numbers with all of those pitches, nothing really jumps out at you as being outstanding.
No one misses away. 2-2 on Judge.
I just think it's the 5-pitch mix, Ryan, that's given him some success at the big league level. I'm trying to find that pitch to put Aaron Judge away.
The 2-2 is down, and the count is full on Aaron Judge. Wells on deck has been terrific in the cleanup spot. The 3-2 is down, ball 4, and Judge is on. We'll take a look at Coors Light beating the pressure with Aaron Judge. And since his major league debut, he has hit by far and away the most home runs in baseball, 299. Now, that was Aaron Judge's 100th walk of the season. He's just the 5th player in baseball history to have at least 40 homers and 100 walks through 121 team games. The other names are pretty impressive. Babe Ruth, who did it 6 times. Lou Gehrig, who did it in 1936. Mark McGwire, who did it in 1998. And Barry Bonds, who did it in 2001. And now Aaron Judge in 2024.
I know Soto doesn't have the 40 home run mark, but his walk total right behind Aaron Judge,
Yep.
right? 98, I believe.
Yep. And when he gets the 100 walk mark, he and Judge will be the first Yankee teammates to have 30 and 100 since Ruth and Gehrig. As Wells goes down chasing to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the first. Nestor Cortez's turn.
And the New York Yankees take the field, set to see something special. High fly ball, deep center. See ya! A 2-run blast for Soto. See ya! A home run. Soto. 6-1 Yanks.
Oh, it's about to be a party in here. BetMGM's got all the sports betting in one place. And it's live, baby. Ooh, we're placing money lines in real time. We got second half spreads and third set winners as they happen. Overs hitting in extra innings. Live is where the action is at. And with BetMGM, woo, I got the best seat in the house.
Are you ready for your first day of school?
Yes.
Actually, no.
Back to school, back to Kohl's.
Yankees don't score at the top of the first. Let's take a look at tonight's White Sox starting lineup, brought to you by TikTok. Ian Sosa leading off, then it's Robert Jr. batting second, Benintendi, Vaughn, and Sheets in the center of the order, followed by Corey Lee, who went yard last night, Miguel Vargas, Corey Julks, and Brooks Baldwin.
Nestor Cortez finishing up his warm-up tosses, be his 25th start of the year. Take a look at our Nissan pitcher scouting report on Cortez. Going through a 5-game slide, batting average against over 360 once he turned that around tonight. And a big reason why the four-seamer is being turned around to a clip of 367 off the four-seam fastballs. Really good memories against the White Sox on May 17th. 7 innings against the White Sox, did not give up a run in that game, picking up a win.
Cortez trying to even up this 3-game series and deals a strike to Sosa. Oh, 2 on Sosa, who was 0 for 5 last night. He was the only member of the White Sox not to join the party, as our friend Ken Singleton would say.
The White Sox have the worst offense in the league. All the numbers bear it out. But Luis Gil found out last night, if you don't bring your A game against a young, aggressive lineup, they'll make you pay. And Nestor Cortez, it should be a good matchup on paper, but you got to go out there and do it.
Take a look at the defense behind Nestor, presented by Defender. Verdugo in left, Judge in center, Soto in right. Cabrera, Volpe on the left side, Torres and Rice on the right side, Wells behind the plate to catch Cortez. Aaron Boone saying it'll be a mix at third of Oswaldo Cabrera, DJ LeMahieu, and then potentially Oswald Peraza, as Cabrera on cue snares the liner for the first out.
And Nestor Cortez going to that changeup early in this game. A line drive. Cabrera on top of it. Pretty routine play.